Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Vicurious, the show where you can vicariously live your curiosities through others. Now, if you guys missed the previous episode, I talked about the reasons for why I want to quit my full-time job and how I bought my one-way ticket to San Francisco. In today's episode, I'm going to be telling you about how I told my managers that I'm going to be quitting. When I bought my one-way ticket to San Francisco, I was pretty excited. I made the commitment to go forward with my decision. However, the closer and closer it got to my actual flight date, the more I realized that I'd have to tell my managers that I'll be quitting. And what really made that challenging for me is that I graduated in 2016. This is my first full-time job, so I've never actually had to quit something so big. A lot of my previous experiences were simply summer jobs where I can say, hey, I have to go back to school. So this was a big decision for me and I wasn't quite sure what to say. I practiced a lot in front of the mirror and with some of my friends, but there was no real nice way to say it. So I tried various different phrases, but nothing really fit. And at the end of the day, I said, there is no perfect way to say, I'll be leaving your company. So I kind of went in with that mindset, and soon came the actual day where I had to tell my managers that I'd be quitting. I had to give enough leeway so that I actually had some time to transfer everything and pass over my work before I actually got on my plane. One memory that really sticks out to me was when I was driving to work, getting ready to tell my managers that I'd be quitting. And the reason for that is twofold. Number one, what the hell am I going to say? And number two, what are my managers going to say? These are people that I spent so much time with in the past 2 years. I spent way more time with them than with my family, seeing them almost every day of the week. And I simply didn't want to disappoint them or harm the relationship that we built. It got to the point where they weren't just coworkers, they were actual friends of mine beyond just work. So it was a very difficult car ride to work where I kept imagining various different scenarios and kept getting more and more nervous the closer and closer I got to work. So I had two managers that I had to tell that I'd be quitting. One of their names was Brian, and my other manager I'll refer to as Claire. The problem was both of them sat very, very close to me. Like literally, if I turn around and reach my hand out, I could touch either of them. So the question was, how was I supposed to get each of them alone so that I could be telling them that I'd be leaving? And throughout the day, I was constantly looking for opportunities where I can speak to them one-on-one. But it became really challenging because it always seemed like there was someone nearby or it looked like they were very busy. In fact, those few moments where I thought that I could speak to them one-on-one, I actually got really nervous. It was kind of a similar feeling to when you're about to confess to a girl or break up with your girlfriend. And it was kind of like that butterflies in your stomach feeling where I was very hesitant. So this pretty much went on throughout the day with me missing various opportunities until eventually I saw Claire coming back from a meeting and she sat down. I thought to myself, this is my last chance. I have to turn around and tell her. I gathered up all the confidence that I had, turned around, and I simply said the words, "Want to go grab a coffee?"
Want to go grab a coffee?
Sure. My coffee is cold now.
So then we slowly started making our way toward the coffee station, but I was kind of nervous because if we simply got the coffee and walked back, that wouldn't be enough time for me to tell Claire the news. But luckily, when we got there, the coffee wasn't actually ready yet. So then we had to sit down and wait for it to brew. And during that time, despite that I was still super nervous, I just simply brought it up.
So,
What up?
I wanted to put in my 2-week notice.
You're joking. No, you're serious?
I'm serious.
You're for real?
Yeah.
Matt, why? Matt.
I don't know how to say it.
Matt, no.
For some reason, the audio makes it sound like Claire was crying at that time, but she actually wasn't at all.
Just like wait a few weeks. Wait till I go on vacation. No, I'm kidding.
Like, I could wait longer, like that's fine
No,
too.
that's
But like, yeah.
What's going on?
I think it's like I've been here for a while and I just wanted to do something new, something like completely different. Yeah, at the end of the day, like corporate's really fun, but I think I really want to do like entrepreneurship and like startup
No
stuff.
way. Okay.
And like I literally decided to go to California, like no plan, just bought a one-way ticket and just like try it out.
Okay. Very cool. That's a
Yeah.
really cool. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And you're going by yourself or like?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know anybody out there?
I know like 3 people.
Okay.
And yeah, one of them is just gonna let me stay with him for like 2 weeks, and then I'll just figure out the rest.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Like it was just something that I was really interested in doing.
Yeah.
And then
Okay. And what kind of industry do you want to do, or do you know?
as of right now, mainly I guess tech.
Okay.
Kind of curious just because I haven't done it either, so I may not like it, but it just seems very interesting. And yeah.
Cool. Couch surfing life. All right. Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, like, if you're gonna do something like bold and crazy and move to California, you're gonna do it when you're like 23.
Exactly.
Because otherwise, when?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Like I don't have a mortgage. I don't have like a serious relationship. I don't like this. I can do
This is
it.
Yeah. Oh my
What are your
goodness.
thoughts?
Wow. No, that's really cool. It's really like impressive, and I think you're gonna like learn a lot, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether it works out or not. Like you're definitely gonna learn a lot. So yeah, very cool. Wow. Cool. How long have you been like planning it or working on it, or?
There's not much planning done
Yeah,
even
right.
now.
Fair.
Planning specifically California, maybe like a little under a month.
Okay.
Like deciding whether I should actually do it or not.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, so what is your last day then? So 2 weeks from today, or?
Yeah, like honestly, like whatever works out better for you guys.
Okay.
My only time frame is my plane ticket.
Okay. Which is when? Just
I'm leaving March 20th.
March 20th. Okay.
I played this scenario in my head. I'm like, I don't know how to say
I don't know.
But like, I actually learned a lot from you and Brian. Like,
I'm so glad. That's
Yeah.
good.
like I learned a lot. So really, thank you for that.
We'll take it forward into
Yeah.
the future. We're gonna have to find you a replacement. Stat.
So that was my conversation with Claire, which I think went pretty well, but I didn't have much time to actually debrief from it. Because as soon as I got back to my desk, I had to tell Brian, my other manager, as well.
What?
I know.
Are you nuts?
I know. Like, I want to try something new. I know it's only been a year and a half. It's like really not much in the long scheme of the grand scheme of things. But like, I kind of want to try more like startup and entrepreneurship. Like that's kind of where my passion.
This isn't
like,
startup-y enough for you.
Like the culture is very startup. The culture is very startup-y. Literally like brand new environment. Just try it out.
Where are you
Yeah.
going? Which?
I actually don't even have another job lined up. I bought a one-way ticket to California to just figure. Yeah, literally. Yeah. So like honestly, like worst comes to worst, like I lose a couple $1,000s, come back. I guess I'd have to go back on a job hunt again. But like take that
crisis,
chance.
You're like, I
guess so.
I gotta get out of Toronto.
Yeah.
One-way ticket to California.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I don't even know if I'm gonna end up in California. I might end up going somewhere else too. I have no idea. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think?
Man, I don't know. Like, I honestly thought you've been doing a great job.
Thank
and
you.
Like, I think you have like the analytical abilities and the marketing abilities and everything to like easily do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, personal choices. Obviously, like you got something that you want to do, and you gotta go do it, right? But, you know, you always like you also have lots of great opportunities here. So I hope that wasn't a issue in the decision making,
No.
like or anything like that. And it's gonna be interesting. You know, you're gonna have some stories to tell them no matter how it works out. You're gonna be like,
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, no one wants to live in regret. That's like one of my biggest paranoias. It's, you know, it's like, yeah, am I going to be 55 and be pissed at the decisions I made when I was 22? So if you have a strong compulsion to go do something, it's no sense fighting it.
Yeah.
Right? Especially if you're at the situation, you know, without a mortgage.
Yeah, exactly.
No kids, nothing like that.
Yeah,
so.
no commitments as of right now. So it's like, to your point, like I'd rather regret the things I did do as opposed to the things that I didn't do.
Yeah, I get that.
Man,
that sucks. Cool. All right, man. Oh man, that was not what I was hoping to hear. Gee, I thought we were talking about coffee and all this kind of stuff. But,
yeah.
All right. Well, it's a shame, but it's good for you. So.
Thanks. We'll see. I don't know. I have no clue how it's going to turn out either.
Yeah, no, that's okay. You don't need to know. You know. Do you have like a 50% clue of how it's going to turn out?
30?
Okay, that's a little bold.
30?
You know, it's a little bold, but you'll be okay. Like, man, by the time you're 45, no matter what happens within a 1 year, exactly, it's not going to make a difference. So I don't think it's the right time to go kind of do this sort of thing, as you obviously know. And yeah, no matter what, even if it doesn't work out and you lose a year of your career, you got 20 more to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
It's not going to be a huge issue.
Yeah.
So
thanks for that.
Man, I don't know if it's because it was probably my first time quitting a full-time job, but listening back to these recordings, I sound super awkward and uncomfortable. But besides that, I'm very, very thankful to both Claire and Brian because although initially they definitely do sound a little surprised from my news of quitting, they were very supportive about my decision. I think that's definitely tough to do, and the fact that they were so supportive, I'm very, very thankful for. So what's funny is that I talked to Claire a couple weeks later asking her if I can use this recording for the podcast, and apparently she actually noticed that I was recording, and she actually thought that I was recording it for legal purposes, but nope, it was just for a simple podcast. So thanks to both Claire and Brian for letting me use these recordings. Something that I did before I actually left the company was I wrote a farewell email. And I sent this farewell email to everyone that I met during my time there, which actually ended up being more than 100 people. So I was actually very nervous writing this email. Despite how short and simple it was, I took a lot of time editing it and making sure that it sounded proper. Just for your reference, I did save a copy of it. I'll read it out now. Take a listen. If you ever want to do something similar, feel free. But I said, "Hi everyone. As you may know, today is my last day at Tim Hortons. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to know each and every one of you. When I think back at my time here, I'm truly grateful for all of the things I learned from you. Thank you for the amazing experience, and I'm sure we'll see each other again." It felt very weird writing that email and sending it out. I got a lot of replies from people saying, "We'll miss you," or "Good luck, all the best," or even some people saying, "You're leaving the company? I'm so surprised." And it was just a nice way of closing the loop and saying farewell to a lot of the people that I worked with during my time there. So I think it was very, very important for me to send that email. And then finally, it was my last day of work. It was very weird working knowing that I would not be coming back to the office the next day. And I actually ended up being very busy. I had a lot of work on my plate. So even to the end, I was working very, very hard. During my last hour, I walked around to meet up with a lot of the people that I worked with over the past couple of years, saying farewell and thank you for everything. And it was really sad because I've worked with a few managers, worked with various different teams, and made some really, really genuine close friends. And saying bye to them and knowing that I won't be coming back starting the next day, it really made me miss them. When I left the building, I felt very nervous, especially knowing that I wouldn't have an income anymore. But at the same time, I was also very excited because I was going to be starting a new chapter on a new adventure. So thanks again for listening, guys. Really, really appreciate it. The next episode will be about how my family reacted to me quitting my full-time job and deciding to move out of the country. As a sneak preview, this is part of the conversation that I had with my mom.
When were you going to kick me out?
This June.
This June?
Yeah. your
What?
birthday.
Why don't you tell me? Wait, why didn't you tell me?
Because you are already 25.
I'm 23.
Oh, no, you become.
Thanks again to Scott Holmes for letting me use his music. And I also want to thank my sister Vivian. She went out of her way to make the new logo for Vicurious. So I really appreciate that. It looks absolutely amazing. Shout out to her. And if you guys want to hear my other episodes, you can simply go on Facebook, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your podcasts, and simply search either Vicurious or Vicurious Podcast. Thanks for listening.